Good morning, Hampton, 4th grade. Mr. Harris here again with another reading lesson. Today we're going to be going over the structure of poetry. Structure. Sorry, that pen is drying out. There we go. Structure of poetry. Alright. So today we're not going to be focused as much on answering multiple choice questions, but rather breaking down poetry and how we can understand it going forward. Alright, so when we identify a poem as being a work of poetry during our preview step, the things we're looking for are stanzas and lines. Now if we look at this poem, Grocery Store Pirate by R.L. Panadero, we'll notice that each line has a number next to it. So, in total, this poem has 40 lines. If we look at Pirate Story by Robert Louis Stevenson, we'll notice that there are a total of 12 lines. However, if we go back and look at Grocery Store Pirate, we'll notice that there aren't any line breaks. There aren't any gaps between the lines. Compared to Pirate Story, we see that there are 2 gaps, meaning that there are 3 separate stanzas. So we can number it 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Once we've identified that there's stanzas and lines, we can write our genre. That's poetry. Now, poetry has 2 unique thinking jobs. As compared to the other genres of writing that we've encountered already, poetry has a figurative meaning and a literal meaning. What that means is when we encounter our poetic devices, we're gonna have a figurative meaning, meaning that we're gonna have to dig deep and figure out what our author is trying to say through the text. Our literal meaning is just what we gain from the text. Think of that, our literal meaning, as our teaching. Anytime the author teaches us something about the theme of our text, that's where we write down our literal meaning. So let's jump and read a little bit of our poem and see if there are any other things that we notice. In line at the grocery store, I stood behind a guy. He looked quite like a pirate with a patch over one eye. So this poem has a rhyme scheme. What that means is that there is a pattern to which the poem rhymes. So if I were breaking down the rhyme scheme of this poem, I could say that, for instance, that guy sound, that I sound at the end, is one rhyme scheme. So I can signify that by writing an A. Behind him waiting, I thought, what would a pirate say? Shiver me timber sounded nice, but maybe too cliche. There's another rhyme scheme, that A sound, so we can denote that a B. And then for our literal meaning, we can write that the author or the poet met a pirate. Pirates like insults, I thought, so maybe ahoy there, knave. Name calling with pirate, though, may lead to an early grave. Another rhyme scheme. He might like a compliment while waiting there in line, but Hardy was the only name that ever came to mind. And we can write our literal meaning. Poet is thinking of what to say. He was dressed quite handsomely, a ship's captain then. Blimey, I whispered to his back, where be all your men? He heard me muttering, I guess, and snuck a quick glance back. He inched up further in the line and took the gum off the rack. The pirate ignores him. What groceries does a buccaneer buy? What food and drink? Rum and ale, I was sure, and old salted fish that would stink. Another rhyme scheme. His cart was by the checkout now. His taste seemed pretty bland. Just salad, greens, veggies, and juice for his pirate bed. Little meaning. He doesn't eat like a pirate. Plenty of food to live while on a deserted isle. And did I detect a gold tooth behind that polite smile? I might have been staring because then Mom gave me a look. Still, I couldn't help but wonder if his hand weren't a hook. Where was the parrot? I asked myself. His shoulder was bare. He wore no hat upon his head and had neatly combed hair. Couldn't be Bluebeard or Blackbeard, he had no beard at all. For a corsair marauder, he seemed just a tad too small. Literal meaning, no, we can put our figurative meaning here. He doesn't really seem like a pirate. If it all was a disguise, he was hiding pretty well. There's only one way with pirates to ever really tell. So I hollered, "Avast, scurvy dog." Then man tells no tales. This nearly always works, and it usually never fails. Literal meaning, he shouts to get the pirates' attention. The whole store went silent. They were all staring right at me. You could have heard a pin drop and then clean up on aisle 3. My pirate never gave a sign, never nod nor wink. Well, Robert, my mother whispered, I don't know what to think. Will he steal the cart, food and all, just ram it through the crowd? He paused by the sign that read no more than 10 items allowed. The pirate paid the cashier by check, not by golden treasure. Just a glimpse of his hidden loot would have been a pleasure. I saw him outside in the parking lot. He drove a small sedan. Not a galleon or a shooter. Who was this little man? Well, meaning he has no shit. And then I spotted his license plate. He was an artful dodger. The truth was there in black and white. The old Jolly Roger. He had a pirate flag on his license plate. Okay. Now, what I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to do is look at Pirate Story now. I want you guys to read Pirate Story to yourself. And for your pop question today, you guys are going to send me a rhyme scheme. The same way that I broke down Grocery Store Pirate, I want you all to send me the rhyme scheme for Pirate Story. And for your attendance question for the day, the attendance question is, what 5 words do you think describe you most? What 5 words do you think describe you most? Alright. Thank you again for tuning in. Hopefully you guys learned something. And there is an assignment in Study Island under 4th grade Super Squad. Have a great day.